Shocking betrayal, family rejects, baby girl and heartbreaking gender reveal. Scandal. Picture this. You're pregnant with your first child, your heart swelling with dreams of parenthood, only to have those dreams shattered by a family obsessed with a fantasy that erases your baby's existence. This is the gut-punching reality for Sarah, a 27-year-old expectant mother whose in-laws' rejection of her unborn daughter and her husband's spineless complicity expose raw human emotions and challenge deep-seated beliefs about gender and family. This story of betrayal, delusion, and defiance will grab you by the heart and refuse to let go. It's a tale that questions loyalty, defies norms, and dares you to rethink what family really means. The setup. A family's dangerous obsession. Sarah and her husband, Mark, were thrilled to be expecting their first child, the first grandchild in Nye. Mark's family. Early on, her in-laws, still mourning Mark's father, who died of cancer, insisted that if the baby was a boy, he should carry the patriarch's name. Sarah, wanting to honor her husband's family, agreed. It felt like a touching way to keep a memory alive, but beneath this request lurked an unsettling fixation. Before the gender reveal, Sarah was roped into bizarre rituals, prayers, ceremonies, and good luck traditions orchestrated by her in-laws. Though she found them invasive, she complied, to avoid conflict. Who wants to start a feud while pregnant? Yet, the family's intensity hinted at something deeper, an obsession with a male heir, as if their happiness depended on it. This taps into confirmation bias, where people cling to beliefs that match their desires, even against evidence. For Mark's family, a boy wasn't just a preference, it was a legacy tied to their late patriarch. But what happens when reality crashes their fantasy? Spoiler: it gets ugly. The reveal: a girl and a family's collapse. The ultrasound day arrived, and the news was clear. Sarah was having a girl. For her, it was pure joy, a daughter to love and cherish. But for Mark, it was a crisis. In the car, he sobbed, not from happiness, but from dread. He turned off his phone, avoiding his family. When he finally told them, their reaction was chilling. Mark's mother and siblings didn't just express disappointment. They unleashed frustration, as if Sarah's daughter was a betrayal. They ghosted her for days, leaving her to stew in rejection while pregnant. When they returned, their behavior turned sinister. They visited constantly, but not to celebrate. They called the baby our son, insisted the ultrasound was wrong, and used the late father-in-law's name, as if Sarah's daughter didn't exist. This was gaslighting, a tactic that makes someone doubt their reality. By denying the truth, Mark's family tried to erase Sarah's daughter before she was born. The emotional toll was crushing. Sarah, already navigating pregnancy hormones, felt her joy replaced by anger and isolation. Her daughter deserved celebration, not dismissal as a mistake. The breaking point: a baby shower. Nightmare. After weeks of tension, Sarah's sister-in-law called with an apology and an invitation to a surprise baby shower. Sarah, craving normalcy, was ecstatic. She arrived at her in-laws' house expecting a celebration of her daughter. Instead, she walked into a nightmare. The room was a sea of blue. Blue balloons, a blue cake with the father-in-law's name, blue, decorations everywhere. Sarah's heart sank. Her sister-in-law explained with chilling calm that they were still hoping the ultrasound was wrong and Sarah was carrying a boy. Mark, standing nearby, nodded in agreement, betraying his wife publicly. This wasn't a baby shower. It was a shrine to a fantasy, with Sarah's daughter as collateral damage. The audacity of throwing a party for an imaginary grandson, while ignoring a real girl, reveals gender essentialism, the belief that a child's worth is tied to their sex. A boy was a legacy, a girl was nothing. Sarah snapped. She unleashed a tirade, calling her in-laws delusional and demanding they stop treating her daughter like she was unwanted. Her mother-in-law burst into tears, but Sarah was done. She grabbed her bag and stormed out, leaving the blue farce behind. Mark chased her, not to apologize but to scold her for insulting his family and disrespecting his father's memory. He claimed they needed time to process, the baby being a girl, and urged Sarah to play along. Play along? With a lie that erased her daughter? Sarah refused. When Mark wouldn't drive her home, she called an Uber, leaving him fuming. He later bombarded her with calls and texts, demanding she apologize to his family before he'd come home. His ultimatum was clear. His family's feelings trumped his wife and daughter. This is sunk cost fallacy, doubling down on a failing belief rather than admitting defeat. Mark's refusal to confront his family shows how loyalty can blind us to toxicity, even at the cost of those we love. The deeper issue: misogyny and dysfunction. Sarah's story isn't just about one family. It reflects broader societal flaws. The in-laws. Obsession with a male heir screams misogyny, a belief that a boy's value outshines a girl's. Their refusal to celebrate a granddaughter reveals a worldview where women are secondary. Mark's complicity is worse. By siding with his family, he chose their approval over his wife's well-being and his daughter's dignity. This mirrors global trends. A 2019 Pew Research Center study found 11% of Americans prefer sons over daughters, a number higher in patriarchal families. Sarah's in-laws aren't outliers. They're an extreme case of a pervasive bias. But here's the controversial twist. What if the in-laws aren't pure villains? What if their behavior is grief twisted into obsession, clinging to a male heir to keep their patriarch alive? This doesn't excuse them, but it complicates the narrative. Grief can distort reality, turning love into madness. By calling them delusional, are we ignoring their pain? This challenges our instinct to vilify, forcing us to wrestle with the messy intersection of loss and prejudice. Why this hits? Hard Sarah's story grips us because it taps into universal emotions: betrayal, rejection, and the fierce urge to protect one's child. Every parent knows the instinct to shield their baby from harm, whether it's physical or emotional. Sarah's rage at the baby shower was a mother's love weaponized against a family that diminished her daughter. The story uses in-group, out-group bias, positioning Sarah as the relatable hero against her irrational in-laws. We root for her because we see ourselves in her fight, whether it's for respect, against bullies, or defying toxic norms. Her defiance is cathartic, a rebellion against control. Imagine Sarah at the baby shower, hand on her belly, feeling her daughter kick as blue balloons mock her existence. Picture her heart racing as Mark, her supposed partner, sides with the delusion. These details pull us into her world, making her pain real and her courage inspiring. A parallel story: the waitress's rebellion. To deepen the theme, consider Emily, a 33-year-old waitress who started working to ease her husband Tom's debt. Tom resented her independence. During a dinner with guests, he treated her like a servant, demanding she refill his iced tea while mocking her job. When she snapped, dumping his glass in the trash, he accused her of humiliating him. Emily's defiance echoes Sarah's. Both faced partners who valued control over respect, revealing entitlement rooted in gender roles. Emily's act, dumping the glass, was a rejection of servitude, like Sarah's exit from the baby shower. These moments inspire because they challenge the status quo, urging us to draw our own lines. The controversial hook: are we too harsh? Here's where the story breaks norms. What if Sarah's in-laws aren't entirely wrong to need time? Studies show 20% of parents experience gender disappointment, often tied to cultural expectations. By vilifying Mark's family, are we dismissing human complexity? This isn't to defend them, but to provoke. Can we condemn actions while empathizing with their roots? This flips the narrative, sparking curiosity about family dynamics' gray areas. What would you do? Sarah's story ends unresolved. She's standing firm, refusing to apologize, but her marriage teeters. Mark's ultimatum looms, and their family's future is uncertain. This uses the Zygarnik effect. We crave closure for unfinished stories. It's why you can't stop thinking about this. What would you do? Fight for the marriage, hoping Mark changes? Or walk away, prioritizing your daughter's dignity? These questions spark debate, using social proof to draw you into the conversation. Share your thoughts below. Join the community grappling with these issues. The resolution. A call to courage. Sarah's story offers a lesson. Standing up for what's right has a cost. For her, it might be her marriage or peace with her in-laws. But by refusing to play along, she's teaching her daughter she's worthy of love, no matter what. For us, it's a call to reject toxic traditions and demand respect, whether by storming out of a farce or dumping a glass in the trash. What's next for Sarah? Will she save her marriage or forge a new path? The answer lies in the choices we all face when love and loyalty collide. Dive into the debate below, and let's unpack this. Wild ride together.